Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
Second news is 28 venues, 43 sports and nearly 10,000 athletes are going to participate in the national games which is going to take place in Goa later this month. And what is the details of the news is that this national game is the 37th edition and it is scheduled to take place in Goa. New sports like beach football, roll ball, golf and spiket, tekra and square martial arts, kalaripayattu and penkak silat are the other new games which is going to get introduced for the first time in the national games which is going to held in Goa. And then coastal as well as tidal rowing is going to get included for the first time in the national games. And how the news is related to civil service examination is, under prelims the news is related to current events of national as well as international importance. Similarly, under mains it is related to GS paper 2, government policies and intervention for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. Okay, let's have a look into the historical aspect of what is the national game is about. During 1920s, the Olympic movement started in India, as a result of which the Indian Olympic Games began to get started in India, and it began to held in different parts of the cities. And it was initially called as the national game was initially called as Indian Olympic Game, as I said, and during 1924 it began to held in once in 2 years. And after 1940s, the name got changed from Indian Olympic Game to National Games. And the first city to host the National Games after independence is the Lucknow. And Indian Olympic Association is the regulatory body for the National Games in India. And the Indian Olympic Association is the one which chooses the athlete, those who are going to participate in the Asian Games, Olympic Games and other international events. And then they are the authority to manage their team which are going to these events. And then it is the Indian Commonwealth Association which is responsible for the Indian team to participate in the Commonwealth Games. And it is headquartered in New Delhi. So this is what the historical aspect of national game and the details of the Indian Olympic Association which is responsible for conducting the national games. And then what is the challenges the sports faces in India is, first and foremost is there has been funding. The first and foremost important problem is the funding problem. Lack of adequate funding leads to lower number of people participating in the sports events. Secondly, poor infrastructural activity, sports related infrastructure is also hindering the participation of our youth in the sports events. Thirdly, there are only few sport leagues that has been available in India. For example, Kabaddi League, Cricket League, Football League, and we could able to count with our own finger itself. Like that of certain only few sport leagues are sports professional leagues are available in India, and because of the unavailability of sports league for different kinds of sports, the earning opportunities for the athletes is reduced. As a result of which, it is making the athletes too hesitant to take sports as a career. And then cultural barriers like not allowing the woman child to participate in the sports related events, and not allowing the students, not allowing the youths to take sports as the career is also one of the cultural barriers that is prevailing across the country. And then lack of job security for those people who are having sports as their career is also hindering their participation in the sports in India. What is the advantage the development of sports bring to a country is that it will channelize positively the youth's energy in the productive way. Secondly, because of the development of sports related infrastructure, and then the development of the related sports league will lead to development of manufacturing as well as manufacturing of equipments, which in turn will lead to increased employment. This will be leading to overall increased revenue to the government. And then sports is the one thing which ensures that there will be unity in diversity across the country. So this is what the positive things that the sports brings to a country. So, and then what need to be done is that there need to be continuous funding without any gap, and also adequate funding for the overall development of the sports in India. Secondly, sports needed to be made as integral part of education, so that it will not get isolated during the children's earlier stages of their life. And then thirdly, sports related infrastructure needed to be given high importance, so that it will have some other positive effect in the economy as well as the society as the whole. And then the body which is responsible for conducting as well as responsible for developing sports in India needed to be made transparent as well as accountable, so that their efficiency and effectiveness in performing their function will be ensured. And what need to be studied further is, we should know about what is national sports policy and the details of it. Secondly, we should also know about what are all the schemes being implemented by Government of India. Thirdly, we should also know about the Asian Games and which authority is responsible for conducting Asian Games, and right now what is the medal tally for India, and what are all the new games that has been included in the Asian Games, which is right now going now. And these are all the complete analysis in relation to the sports in India.